Not only did President Trump declare last Wednesday National Sanctity of Life Day, but on Friday, he became the first president to speak to the pro-life march. The pro-life march is in its 47th year. It's been going on since 1973 when we endorsed murder by wicked, evil, satanic activist judges that all should have been impeached at the time. Nevertheless, it's the 47th anniversary, and they're marching for life in Washington yesterday and today. President Trump was the first person to speak to them via video in prior years, and now the first person to speak to them directly now. President Trump gave a 13-minute-plus speech at the 47th annual March for Life event in D.C. Tens of thousands of people marching for pro-life and support of the pro-life movement and against the satanic, murderous abortion lobby. You will not see this on the major media channels, folks. They won't talk about it. Now, I took out of that 13-minute speech, I took a couple of comments that I really want to drill into a little bit. I took two clips. Here's the first one from the President of the United States at the 47th annual pro-life march, speaking to them directly. First president in history to do so.
All of us here today understand an eternal truth. Every child is a precious and sacred gift from God. Together, we must protect, cherish, and defend the dignity and the sanctity of every human life. When we see the image of a baby in the womb, we glimpse the majesty of God's creation. When we hold a newborn in our arms, we know the endless love that each child brings to a family. When we watch a child grow, we see the splendor that radiates from each human soul.
An eternal truth. That is an eternal truth that I think even the haters of pro-life, if they're humble and admit to themselves, have to acknowledge. It almost reminds me of the Declaration of Independence where they say these truths are self-evident. You know these things in your soul. He further talks about in his image. And again, this is where, Donald Trump may be a baby Christian. He may be full of baloney. I don't know. But I know this. Even if he doesn't believe it, when he speaks spiritual truths that I know to be correct, he will touch the hearts of Americans. Even if he's not genuine, God will use him to deliver that to those who are seeking truth and who are genuine. And so I applaud it because I think it has tremendous value for our nation. Satan encourages people not to pray. God encourages people to pray. And by the fruits of Donald pushing this prayer issue, saying, hey, it's right and legal and moral and good for us to pray. And by the way, the sanctity of life is vital. He didn't have to declare Sanctity of Life Day, folks. He didn't have to speak those words. He could have just tweeted out, go pro-life, go, and dropped it. But he didn't. He spoke for 13 plus minutes, actually quite eloquently, and he didn't have to do any of that. He's going the extra mile for sure. But listen to this, because he goes quite a bit further. Listen to this clip. He talks about women, and he doesn't say go murder your babies so you can be a real woman. He doesn't say go and have sex with everybody so that you can prove that you're, in charge of your own life, or anything else that they try to use to destroy women. He actually speaks honorably of women and appeals to God's mission for women. Listen to this.
Today, millions of extraordinary women across America are using the power of their votes to fight for the right and all of their rights as given in the Declaration of Independence.
Not all of their rights given by perverts. All of their rights of the Declaration of Independence.
Right. It's the right to life.
Listen to that. Again.
It's the right to life. To all the women here today, your devotion and your leadership uplifts our entire nation, and we thank you for that. The tens of thousands of Americans gathered today not only stand for life, you stand for life each and every day. You provide housing, education, jobs, and medical care to the women that you serve. You find loving families for children in need of a forever home. You host baby showers for expecting moms You just make it your life's mission to help spread God's grace. And to all of the moms here today, we celebrate you and we declare that mothers are heroes.
Imagine a modern president say, you have baby showers for other women, you lift, you serve, you stand for pro-life, and you bring the grace of God to the world. Imagine a president saying that. He just did, folks. Where is the missing in action drive-by media? It's incredible. With this pro-life move, the prayer move, the sanctity of life move, the appearing at the March for Life 47th rally, the issuance of the discussion of prayer and Religious Freedom Day, and all these things, the mainstream press is blocking it out. But just imagine if 100 million Americans said, we demand Roe versus Wade, the murderous game is over. You will not murder in our nation. You've already murdered 62 million. And this is the quintessential discussion that will come out of Donald Trump's presidency. We will stand for life. We could change the game tomorrow if we had the will, the integrity, and then we turned to God in prayer and then got up and said, we're going to take action. We're going to do it peacefully, but we're going to insist and we're going to do it now. We demand every judge that backs this literally be impeached. We demand that the abortion clinics are shut down and the murderous intent of our tax dollars stops now. This is serious, and the president has shown himself to be more willing than any man in my lifetime to do so that has enough clout to actually get it done. By the way, even though I want to give Donald Trump some kudos for what he's done right, I've been very critical of him for what he's done wrong as well. I didn't vote for Donald Trump, and I will not vote for Donald Trump in the upcoming election either. I will vote for a guy like Rick or many others who I believe are true moral characters who will do what Donald's done and 10 times more.